All right, so we're ready to rock?
Yes, indeed. Um,
Outstanding.
Once again, folks, we have Bob Johnson with the IHC Group on the line with us today to present some information to us on one of the programs that they offer on their Metal Gap, easier for me to say, programs that we find work incredibly well with the ACA programs and the Medicare programs to help fill gaps in coverage. Bob, all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me again. My name is Bob Johnson, Regional Sales Director with IHC. And again, thanks everybody for joining us this afternoon. We're going to take the next maybe 30 minutes or so to talk about a great opportunity with the IHC products offered through the brokerage that really help to supplement ACA plan designs. Primary product that we're looking at, you should see that on the screen, is a map of what we call Metal Gap and Metal Gap 2. And the reason why there's two different products is depending on state variation. In some states, both products are made available actually in the purple states. You see both products, Metal Gap and Metal Gap 2, that we'll go into the details a little bit later. But first and foremost, I want to talk about how do we position, or what is the need for Metal Gap, as well as our other ancillary products that I'll show you how easy they are to enroll with our cross-selling platform, including a telemedicine package, including an RX pay card, also individual dental, as well as some other features. Now, really, where Metal Gap falls in, what fills this need, is that we've all seen out in the marketplace, while the ACA did some great things. First off, it expanded the marketplace. Obviously, individuals are required to have coverage now or pay a penalty to the IRS according to their income in most situations, not all. As well as, it opened up the marketplace, which is good. But at the same time, a lot of carriers have driven down their compensation. So while there are more customers, as agents, you might not be making the same returns or the same compensation just selling major medical plans as you were prior to the ACA. Supplemental plans can really help to increase that revenue per customer as a bundling aspect. Number two, where Metal Gap fits in and the rest of our supplemental products is that they can really help a bronze plan design, and taking advantage of bundling with a bronze plan and really making it feel like a gold plan design. And I'll show you how that all works together. So there's a great opportunity here in the ACA space for those of you that are operating there to really round out your customers' benefit portfolios, give them a richer plan, and oftentimes at a lower cost plan, give them a richer bundle of benefits that really, again, help that customer to have a richer plan than what they originally would just stand alone. Furthermore, these products are portable. As we come into the marketplace, especially during this open enrollment, some people are going to take an ACA plan design that might start January 1st, March, April, May. They may lose that coverage. A lot of times, I know this happened a lot last year. Individuals enrolled but realized they weren't continued. They lost their coverage in, say, March or April because they did not provide the adequate documentation, either maybe around income or just around any requirements that were needed by the carrier to implement the plan. So they were dropped. Now, these plans that I'm showing you can stay in place while they look for other alternative coverage. Maybe that alternative coverage is a temporary medical plan that bridges the gap until the next open enrollment, or maybe they go to an employer's plan. Maybe they just simply drop coverage altogether if it's unaffordable. Most importantly, though, is that these plans really help to offset the higher out-of-pocket costs associated with bronze and silver plan designs when those deductibles and co-insurances are having to be met due to an accident or a critical illness. So kind of looking at what kind of plans we have here, and I'm just going to do a really, really kind of high-level overview of these plan designs here. First and foremost is our Metal Gap plan. 3 levels of benefits. Metal Gap Plan A, Metal Gap Plan B, Metal Gap Plan C. Now with Plan B, that I focus on most, and the reason why I focus on Plan B the most is because of all plans A, B, and C, Plan B represents easily 75% of our total Metal Gap sales. And what these metal gap plans are: guaranteed issue bundle of supplemental accident benefits, critical illness benefits. Plan C can have an accidental death and dismemberment as well as a daily hospital confinement benefit that you see here. Plans A, B, and C also include an RX discount card, a vision discount card, as well as a CA newsletter. A little bit about how these plans work. Looking at the supplemental accident. Supplemental accident, focusing in on Plan B here. If we were to look at Plan B, how do the plans work? This accident plan is a supplemental accident is a per person per accident benefit. Now, per person per benefit per accident, what that means is, if I was on Plan B and I'm out mowing the lawn and I have an accident of some sort. Maybe I'm just in my front yard and I step in a gopher hole. I roll my ankle and I break my ankle. Covered under my supplemental accident plan, that would be considered an accident. So if I were on a bronze plan design, I have that higher deductible. I go to the emergency room. Yep, your ankle's broken. They put me in a cast and send me on my way, tell me to follow up with a specialist or my regular PCP, next week or in the following weeks. Now come along. I get that bill back from the emergency room, and after discounts and everything, hey, it's a $4,000 bill. Now, what would happen there is that IHC would then reimburse that $4,000 if I were on Plan B, reimburse the $4,000 minus the $500 deductible, or $3,500, which helps to offset my out-of-pocket costs associated with utilizing my major medical plan. Because ACA has introduced, while it offered guaranteed issue, ACA plans, a lot of times people are having some difficult times with those higher deductibles and higher out-of-pockets. So for that accident, a $4,000 emergency room bill, I was reimbursed $3,500. Now I have up to a $6,350 benefit, however, for that broken ankle. So now, even though I've used $3,500, I still have a balance remaining up to $6,350, which then allows me to submit any additional bills related to that broken ankle. Maybe I have out-of-pocket costs for physical therapy, seeing a specialist. Maybe I have to have a follow-up surgery done that applies towards my deductible and coinsurance. Whatever out-of-pocket costs related to that specific accident can be reimbursed up to $6,350 per accident. Now let's assume, okay, I rolled my ankle and that was in March. I broke my ankle. Everything's fine there. I used my metal gap plan and it reimbursed. Now, 6 months later, I break my arm due to another accident. I'm goofing around. I'm playing basketball. I land wrong and I break my arm. And I go to the emergency room again. I have out-of-pocket expenses related to that broken arm. I can be reimbursed for that specific broken arm as well, up to another $6,350 for that accident, as long as I demonstrate that I had an out-of-pocket expense related to it. Or maybe my children now have another accident. They have a $6,350 benefit, up to $6,350. It's a pretty straightforward benefit. The critical illness, at $7,500 on Plan B. Plans A, B, and C include us up to a $7,500 critical illness. Again, it's intended to reimburse up to that at the face value, to reimburse and offset the out-of-pocket costs associated with using your ACA plan design. It's a really straightforward product. Critical illness are items that include, like you see listed here, cancers, heart attacks, strokes, comas. It would reimburse. Now this covers the primary insured. Critical illness covers the primary insured on Metal Gap as well as the primary insured adult spouse that's enrolled. $7,500 is a one-time benefit, lump sum, that I can use to pay bills. I can use them to pay my medical bills. I can use them to pay for I can use them to buy groceries, the balance to buy groceries if I needed to. Bottom line is that, again, this is a plan that really helps to supplement a bronze plan design and make it feel like a gold. I can reduce that out-of-pocket cost. I can have it reimbursed for a much lower cost. What's nice about Metal Gap is that it is a simple pricing product, and I will show you this real quick here. Metal Gap is so simple because, especially, you know, I don't know where everybody's calling in from, but I'm just going to use Texas as an example. If I were looking at Plan B, you know, for $30.67 a single, or $54.87 a single, I'm looking at, or for a family, I'm looking at a very affordable plan design, especially when I've positioned this with my consumer of showing them a silver standalone premium, or maybe even a gold plan standalone premium, if there's even gold plans made available in the marketplace anymore. I can show them a silver plan design, and I am able to say, okay, here's a silver premium standalone for your family. Let's look for you, single, or maybe even your family, which a family, by the way, is 2 or more. Or I can show them a bronze plan premium with Plan B included, and it's probably going to be about the same or less, and I've offset that out-of-pocket cost by using Metal Gap Plan B. Now, Plan C is available, obviously, and Plan B, as I mentioned, includes the accidental death and dismemberment as well as a daily hospital indemnity benefit, with the premiums listed here. For Texas, for example, you're looking at $68.55 for a single, upwards to $144.58 for a family. The difference of Plan C is that there are 4-tier premiums under Plan C, where Plan A and B is really a 2-tier premium, a single or 2 or more in the family. Family rate covers basically whether or not you have 2 people or 8 people in that family household enrolled in the plan. Really straightforward. So that's Metal Gap. Now, what's interesting, though, is that Metal Gap 1, critical illness only applies to the primary insured and the spouse if the spouse is enrolled. We also offer a product, and also the supplemental accident has the deductible put on there on Metal Gap Plan 1. Now, Metal Gap 2, a little bit different here, a little bit different series of benefits. We really realigned Metal Gap 2. We introduced this a couple months back. Metal Gap 2 is more aligned to meet the plan designs for 2016. Going into 2016, you're still looking at a accident medical expense benefit. You still have the critical illness benefit at $7,500. You can also have, with the MG35S and MG65S here, you have inpatient surgery benefits as well as outpatient surgery benefits. Now, those are subject to pre-existing conditions. The primary differences between Metal Gap 1 and Metal Gap 2, first off, is that there is no deductible, for zero deductible on the accident plan for Metal Gap 2. Also includes this accidental death and dismemberment, included in all plans. Critical illness is all members included here, including children. However, children are subject to a smaller face value. You see the children critical illness benefit is $2,500. As far as what is covered, what isn't covered, how the plans work between Metal Gap 1 and Metal Gap 2, really essentially the same. As far, like I said, as far as what isn't covered. The benefit, though, is, again, with the accident medical expense, you've removed that deductible. So in that same, I broke my ankle, I had a $4,000 hospital bill from the emergency room. It would reimburse the $4,000. Once I submitted my EOB with a claim form to IHC, we would reimburse the full $4,000 rather than the $4,000 minus the $500 deductible that was associated on Metal Gap 1. Really straightforward benefits here. Metal Gap 65, this MG65, is our best-selling plan design with the Metal Gap 2 plans. Really easy because these, again, are intended to marry up very well with, say, a bronze plan design and make it feel like a gold. Other ways that we add this on is looking at bundling additional products there. Looking at, say, a telemedicine package. The telemedicine package, as you see here, very affordable only $12.50 for a single or $14.95 for a family per month. And what telemedicine includes, very, very, very good program here, including Teledoc with a $15 unlimited phone consultation. So for those that are looking at bronze plans that they don't have copays associated with them for the office visits, well, now they're able to contact a doctor 24/7, 365 days a year for a $15 phone consultation, which is usually even less than what a copay would be on a silver plan design, that they can contact the doctor. About 70% of the calls will result in a prescription, temporary prescriptions being issued. Now, they don't issue narcotics over the phone, the Vicodins, the Percocets, stuff like that. They don't issue those over the phone, but this is a great service using Teledoc to help individuals that know what's wrong with them. Maybe they have a head cold, or maybe they have a urinary tract infection or allergies. They know what's wrong with you. You can call a doc. You can even do video consultations with doctors, and they will issue a temporary prescription right over the phone to a local pharmacy. Now, this benefit also includes Davis Vision discounts. Davis Vision discounts, which if you have a family of 4 at $14.95, for only $14.95 a month, the Davis Vision discounts, if all 4 individuals wore glasses, the discounts alone could pay for the telemedicine plan. It also includes our risk management services. We've seen in the marketplace, I'm sure you've seen in the marketplace, networks are shrinking. Some carriers are moving from no longer offering PPOs to go into smaller HMOs. Maybe there's not out of state. If you live in a border town, you can't go from one state over to another to use a facility right across the border. You're going to be out of network. Well, we include risk management here. That's a great service that allows for when you have large out-of-pocket expenses, maybe you have out-of-network when you have out-of-network charges, maybe you're given an expensive prescription drug. Our risk management will go through all the claims, make sure everything was billed properly, make sure there's no duplicate billing, to make sure that the consumer is only paying what they need to pay for and act on their behalf. So this is a great package. Another way that you add this on and you can help the package, taking the lower cost medical plan, a bronze plan, the lowest cost, and bundling these together to make that plan design feel like a gold plan for a much lower cost than what they would normally get. And you can even round out the coverage with an RX Pay card. The RX Pay card is a standalone prescription drug card, very easy to use. What we've done is guaranteed issue, no pre-existing conditions. We've taken a formula and we've broken it up into buckets. So you have prescriptions that are up to $10, some of them are up to $20, up to $50, and then of course Tier 4 at discount only. Now this is really good for individuals. Maybe they don't have as broad of a formulary as they need, and they're not getting discounts on those prescriptions. We can offer them those discounts and sometimes even greater discounts, or maybe they don't even have drug card copays. It's a great opportunity to get some pricing in there that can help them to control their prescription costs, first and foremost. So, well, how do we sell all this? Well, we offer these on an excellent program here. When you're appointed with IHC, which if you're not appointed with IHC, I highly suggest reaching out to the brokerage, getting contracted with IHC, because that gives you access to all of our back office here, starting with myihcgroup.com. I'm going to log in as a demo here and show you how easy it is even to quote and enroll. You're able to see, but in your back office, you have access to all of the forms that you need. Sure, so you can view your underwriting status. Now, there's not going to be any here because this is a demo. You can view underwriting status to see what's been issued, what hasn't. You're able to see your compensation statements. Any updates that we are doing, we will send these through you, as well as renewal reports. Maybe you wrote a short-term plan that's coming up, we're getting ready to expire, and it's time to rewrite that plan design. Fantastic. You also have quoting and enrollment links that you see here. These are great. This is a great option here. You have link creation tools. Under your link creation tools, for example, if we clicked on Metal Gap, you have a link that's already embedded with your agent number. This will have your agent number that you can email to a customer to enroll. You also have banners. For those of you that have websites, you have banners that maybe you can put in your signature line for email, or you can add it to your website. So consumers can simply click and enroll, and they can self-enroll, quote and enroll themselves for MetalGap. Most importantly, though, you can set this up right over the phone using our quoting and enrollment. Coming to MetalGap here takes you to all of the products that are made available to you. I'm going to start with MetalGap 2. Whoops. Sometimes that happens. I'm going to start with MetalGap 2. And I'm going to show you really our cross-selling and bundling platform here that enables you rather to build a package and have one application process. Very easy products here. Looking at, I'm having a little bit of a slow connection here. Bear with me. So starting here, how easy is this to quote? So easy. I'm going to put in a zip code. I have my consumer on the phone with me. I want to start this plan January 1st. I put in a date of birth, male. I'm going to do a full family here. Female. I'm going to make them 2 kids. And once I have this information in there, I'm now able to simply submit and get a proposal here. And this whole plan design, this whole platform is designed to allow you as the agent to assist the customer that over the phone, get them enrolled, and they are able to have enrollment and their policies delivered in a matter of minutes. Now, hovering over this, I'm easy to quickly add on here. I can add different programs here. Different dental, I can add dental and RX pay card, telemedicine, all with the MetalGap 65 that I'm able to add as a supplement to the plan designs. If I need plan details, I can always come here. If I clicked on plan details here, it's going to download the full MetalGap 2 brochure that you would see. The consumer sees the same thing if you were helping them. You can also hover over these blue information buttons, plan details, the RX pay card, download a brochure, same thing with dental. So I'm going to go ahead, now from here, I could email this full proposal to my client and they will get the proposal along with a link that they can quote and enroll themselves. Or I can click on apply and do this right over the phone with my customer. So if I hit on apply here, I'm going to walk you through just to show kind of how easy this is. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. Texas client. I do my spouse client. Now keep in mind, on all of these, it is asking for the social, but is not requiring the social. It's already got all the information there. It's got my date of birth already added in there. It has everything there. It has the gender automatically built in there. I put in my address, 123 Street, my town, put in the home phone. And I put in the customer's email address because this is where all of the policies are going to be used. It's also going to create an account for them. It's going to create an account for the individual where they will be able to log in. They can make any, they can download their policy, they can view ID cards, they will be able to see any additional products. Maybe they only purchased a MetalGap plan, but they wish to now go back and purchase a telemedicine plan. They can certainly do that by using their account that is created and associated with their email. If they come back through the application and you put in a duplicate email, it's going to remind them that, hey, you already have an account set up. Please log in and finish the enrollment. So we hit review and acknowledge. So let's look at this. I type in the name. Of course, if I was doing this over the phone, of course, I would want to read all this and make sure they understood. Or maybe I'm doing a screen share. Maybe I'm using GoToMeeting or anything like that. That allows me to allows them to read it, make sure they fully understand about the 10-day free look. There is a 10-day free look included in all of this, where they can have their full premium reimbursed. RX pay card. So we do our verifications for each product here. Bear with me. Once I get through all this, I hit continue once I've gone through everything. And of course, if I'm on the phone, I've read this information to them and made sure that they understand it. But now it comes to my premium breakdown. So what's going to be due initially, including any application fees, as well as the one-time enrollment fees, as well as the ongoing monthly premium would be $183.19. And $243.19 was what would be due originally, at which time now I can pay by bank draft or I can pay by credit card. Now, these payments will be monthly and ongoing. This is where I have to stop, because once I put in payment information and hit complete purchase, those will issue the policies and they will be sent to the consumer as being issued. It also begins, that is also when the customer's 10-day free look begins. Now, however I sign up, say by credit card, that is what is going to be charged every month thereafter until they tell us to stop. Now, these are 4 policies. In one simple process, we have our Metal Gap, we have our dental plan, we have our RX pay card, as well as our telemedicine package built in. So now we have, with a bronze plan design, we have the accident and critical illness put together. We have telemedicine, so they have 24/7 access to docs. We have their prescriptions covered with an RX pay card and an individual dental card and an individual dental plan. For this consumer, we've really taken a bronze plan, the lowest cost major medical, because that's the driver of our premium. That's the big ticket item there. We've driven that down as low as we can and backfilled it with low cost supplemental benefits to make that bronze plan feel richer and help them have a better package of insurance. Now again, while I have purchased by credit card in one application process, I have purchased 4 different products, the Metal Gap 2, individual dental, RX pay card, telemedicine. There would be 4 charges shown monthly on the credit card, whichever credit card they use. At this time, we cannot accept debit or we can't accept debit cards. It has to be either a true credit card or bank draft information from either the checking or the savings. Real easy to do. It applies out. So now here's what we're looking at. And also, what we're looking at here is really supplementing these plans to make a richer package overall for the customer and helping them control those premiums. Because I'm sure that none of us are out there, maybe showing an ACA plan design. I don't think anybody is out there with a customer that might say, oh gosh, that's really cheap, I'll just take that. They always want to try and lower the cost. Well, if we show a gold premium, a rich plan, gold premium plan premium standalone, or versus a bronze plan design that's supplemented and bundled with the Metal Gap plan, with individual dental, RX pay card, telemedicine, you're going to have a more rounded package, as well as you're going to have, usually in most cases that we've seen, is a more competitively priced package. And if they decide, you know what, I'm dropping my ACA plan design, I found coverage through an employer, or I'm just not going to keep it going anymore for whatever reason, they can still keep these products in place. They don't have to drop one. Or maybe they decide, you know what, I don't need the individual dental plan. They can drop that individual dental plan, cancel that, but they can still keep the Metal Gap, the RX pay card, and telemedicine. And all of these are available for sale on either a standalone or a bundled package, as we've done here. You'll notice when I originally came into Metal Gap, you have different products. You can quote and enroll all of these, the RX pay card, standalone, telemedicine, standalone, Metal Gap 2, temporary health insurance, which we really haven't talked about today. But temporary medical plans, suffice it to say, without going into too much detail, are excellent, excuse me, more affordable alternatives can be for those individuals that don't need a guaranteed issue plan and do not qualify for any tax subsidies. They need a more affordable alternative. Temporary medical plans can certainly be the solution there. They are not ACA compliant. Temporary medical plans, or really any of the plans that you see here, are not considered ACA compliant plan designs. Without having the ACA compliant plan design, they could be subject to a penalty from the IRS. So really what we've done here in a matter of minutes, we've talked about how do we bundle, how do we supplement. We walked through the sales platform and how easy it is. I think once you get through one customer, I think you're going to be hooked on bundling these things. Most importantly is that let's look into 2016 for those of you that are operating in the ACA marketplace. Once open enrollment's closed, a lot of time we find ourselves in a bit of a lull of activity. These are excellent plans to go back with Metal Gap and say, you know what, hey, in December, January, whatever, we were able to get your ACA plan in place, but I know that you were concerned with the high out-of-pocket associated with actually using the plan. At that time, you can always go back and use these plans to generate new business for you, new revenue sources, round out your customers package, as well as perhaps use it as an opportunity as a referral source. Pretty certain that most customers, if you were able to help them to reduce their out-of-pocket costs, they're probably going to have a couple of people that you want to talk to. So these can be great ways to generate new business for you in addition to new revenue sources while providing a solid benefit to the customers. So with that, I will go ahead and open it up, are we opening it up to Q&A, or are we just using the chat function? Do we have any questions coming through online, John, Danielle? Any comments? John, are you still muted? Okay. Well, I am going to assume that there are no questions, but we will be sending out follow-up emails to this. Again, what I would take a look at is, one, if you are not already contracted with IHC, reach out to the gang over at the brokerage. First and foremost, get contracted with IHC. That's going to give you access to the sales platform and the products. And two is to start looking at alternatives. These offer you an opportunity to be a lot more consultative with your customers in the ACA marketplace to talk about options and how you can really help your client control their out-of-pocket costs while helping to build, again, new revenue streams. So with that, still no questions coming through. So with that, I will go ahead and conclude this webinar. I want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon. And if there are any questions that came through on chat that we didn't address, we'll be sure to catch those in a follow-up email. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for joining, and talk soon. Bye-bye.